Key points in the reporting of the 2022 annual corporate income tax returns. The Harmonization of Tax Regulations Law No. 7 of 2022, also known as the UU-HPP, stipulates that corporate taxpayers have the obligation to report an annual corporate income tax return and fully settle underpayments of taxes payable before the annual income tax return is submitted. Should the corporate taxpayer be delayed or fail in reporting their annual ITR, an administrative sanction will be imposed in the form of a fine of 1 million rupiah per annual ITR. In addition, corporate taxpayers will be subject to administrative sanctions in the form of interest at the monthly interest rate determined by the Minister of Finance for the amount of underpaid tax calculated from the time the annual ITR submission ends up until the date of payment, and will be imposed for a maximum of up to 24 months. If a corporate taxpayer intentionally reports an annual ITR with contents that are incorrect or incomplete, consequentially resulting to a loss in the state revenue, they may be imposed to a fine for a period of 6 months to 6 years, as well as an administrative fine of 2 to 4 times the amount of the unpaid or underpaid tax. However, if unintentional, they will be subject to a fine of 1 to 2 times the unpaid or underpaid taxes payable, or to imprisonment of 3 months up to 1 year. To avoid this, every corporate taxpayer must ensure that the annual corporate income tax return, or the SPT 1771 they submit, is correct, complete, and clear. The deadline for the submission of the SPT 1771 for the 2022 tax year is on April 30, 2023. However, since the aforementioned date is a holiday, and the day following this deadline is a national holiday, the deadline for submission of the annual ITR is set to be on May 2, 2023. Taxpayers have the obligation to fill out SPT 1771 using the Indonesian language with the use of Latin letters, Arabic numerals, the Indonesian rupiah currency, and to sign and submit it to the tax office or other places determined by the Director General of Taxes, as stipulated in Director General of Taxes Regulation Number PER 02 PJ of 2019. However, for corporate taxpayers who are permitted to maintain their bookkeeping in English and in the United States dollar currency units, they are required to submit an annual corporate ITR and its attachments in Indonesian, with the exception of attachments in the form of financial statements, and they may use American dollar currency units. Before the corporate taxpayer submits the annual corporate ITR, the following documents and working papers need to be prepared. Number 1. Financial statements that have been audited by the Public Accountant's Office. Number 2. Deed of establishment and/or its amendment deed. Number 3. Equalization of the Article 21 periodic income tax returns for the period of January to December for Article 21 income tax withholding objects in the financial statements. Number 4. Equalization of the periodic Article 23-26 income tax returns for the period of January to December for Article 23-26 income tax withholding objects in the financial statements. Number 5. Equalization of the periodic Article 4.2 income tax returns for the period of January to December for Article 4.2 income tax withholding objects in the financial statements. Number 6. Equalization of the periodic VAT returns for the period of January to December for VAT withholding in the financial statements. Number 7. Equalization of SSP customs and taxes for the period of January to December on purchases in the financial statements. Number 8. equalization of Article 22 income tax withholding proof for the period of January to December in connection with payments for the delivery of goods and activities in the import sector or business activities in other fields, if the corporate taxpayer is an Article 22 income tax collector, as stipulated in the Director General of Taxes Regulation Number PER 31 PJ of 2015. Number 9. List of total gross profit and final income tax payments of 0.5% based on Government Regulation 55 of 2022. Number 10. Summary of master file and local file, notification submission receipts, and/or country-by-country reports, in accordance with Minister of Finance Regulation Number PMK 213 PMK 03 of 2016. Number 11. Nominative list of promotional expenses according to PMK number 02 PMK 03 of 2010. Number 12. Report on the calculation of the discrepancy between debt and capital and/or reports on private foreign debts according to Director General of Taxes Regulation Number PER 25 PJ of 2017. Number 13. Calculation of interest costs for corporate taxpayers that receive income in the form of interest on deposits, according to Director General of Taxes Circular Letter Number SE 46 PJ4 of 1995. Number 14. Nominative list of entertainment expenses and the like, according to Director General of Taxes Circular Letter Number SE 27 PJ22 of 1986. Number 15. Calculation of Article 25 income tax installments for the following tax year. Number 16. Statement of non-obligation as a tax identification number or NPWP holder for shareholders, directors, and/or commissioners who are non-resident taxpayers. Based on Director General of Taxes Regulation Number PER 02 PJ of 2019, it is regulated that SPT 1771 reporting can be done through e-filing, direct filing, postal delivery with letter delivery proof, or expedition service companies or courier services with letter delivery proofs.